today, in between all of the rain, I'm going to try real hard to plant all of my seedlings that I've grown. So, like I said before, I do a square foot garden method, and I have a really nice app on my iPad that I use. It's called Planter, and it helps me figure out absolutely where every plant is going to go. So I have to look at my notes. I have 114 square feet that I garden in, and each square foot in a square foot garden is really super planned. So unless you're doing like a tomato plant, that's just one tomato plant goes into 1 square foot. But as far as like beans, like green beans, I can plant 4 green bean plants into 1 square foot. I think the most number of plants I can plant in a square foot, according to what I'm planting, is 9. So 9 beets can go into 1 square foot. For the most part, it's 1 plant for zucchini, or 1 square foot for zucchinis, for tomatoes, for cabbage, for Brussels sprouts. And then I have 2 cucumber plants that go in each square foot. I have 9, what is this? 9 spinach plants can go into a square foot. And then my watermelon is 1 watermelon plant per 2 square feet. So that's the only other kind of exception to the rule. So we are going to start everything. Now, like I said, it's been crazy rain. I've been sitting in my greenhouse thinking it was gonna hail because rain is just rolling in and out today. So I'm going to record as much as I can. I don't think you're gonna hear me talking too much. I think I'm gonna do a time lapse because we've got hundreds of plants to get into the ground today. But I love the fact that it rained and everything is wet. So bonus points for that. Let's get started. Okay, I glossed over square foot gardening, and I need to just give some more information. So in a typical garden, you would plant in rows. In a square foot garden, you plant in square feet, typically in raised beds, as I'm doing here. And the largest benefit for that is growing more plants in a smaller space, which is maximizing your production. Some of the downfalls, at least my biggest downfall, was the number of soil adjustments I've had to do when I first started. Some people say that this also lends to more disease and bugs because there's so many plants in such a small area. So far, I have not noticed an uptake in that in switching over to this method versus row planting. One of the other things that I do need to do is trellis everything. So my tomatoes are indeterminate, and this year I'm doing something called a Florida weave. So we'll see how that goes. I'm sure there'll be a video. As far as the cucumbers, watermelon, and beans, those get grown on the archways that you see all throughout the garden. The zucchini and Brussels sprouts and kind of those smaller plants, they still need support. So what I end up doing is putting a garden stake near the plant and kind of tying them up the stake and doing a lot of pruning of lower leaves. That way that they get more airflow and circulation around the plant. The next thing is, I know I talked about my app Planter, but if you didn't catch my last video, you should definitely head over and check it out. I had to go into a lot of detail about the app that I use to plan my garden and the grid system inside my raised beds. So be sure to check that out. See you guys next time.